Alright, I'll give an introduction to a new symbol which is based on the Enneagram, but it's what I consider a better way to draw it, perhaps the correct way to draw it. This is the Enneagram. This is the traditional way of drawing the Enneagram. It has 9 points on a circle, and they're connected like this. And the traditional thinking here is that the circle represents unity. You could say it's the unity of God or unity of the soul. And then the triangle represents Trinity, sort of the three main forces in the soul, or the three main forces of God. You can call it the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, or you can call it the gut, the head, the heart. And then this, and the other points on this hexad, they're sort of variations, sort of secondary points, which are combinations of the primary points, and they also represent sort of transformation and development. Here's a new symbol that I discovered. It's quite similar to the Enneagram, but it's not exactly the same. Start out with a triangle, and then you simply connect points like this. Alright. So you could say, well, alright, well that was a lot simpler. You didn't need you didn't need the circle. You have a much cleaner figure. Well, there's a lot of advantages to this figure. Now, the unity, the triangle is still a unity. There's, you're not losing any unity. And what you have here is your relationships among all the points are much clearer. For example, this is point 1, and this is point 3, and this is point 5. Now, we've been told that this is the harmonic triad. This is our harmonic triad, and it's called the competency triad. These types are focused on details and competency of kind of getting things, clearly correct in terms of their functioning. These three types right here are called the reactive triad. They're mostly focused on their emotions and their reactions, their internal feelings towards things, and these harmonic triads have types that are known to be mistyped. Like these 3 points, people will find that sometimes they're one of these 3, but they can't tell exactly which one, or they're one of these 3 and they can't tell exactly which one because they're so similar. Same with these 3, 9, 2, and 7. Now in this figure, they come in a perfect equilateral triangle. Okay, everything in this figure here is depicted with equilateral triangles. So this one right here, this complete triangle right here, you've got 9, 6, or 9, 3, and 6, and then this interior hexad. You have all the relationships of this symbol in something much simpler, and all the relationships are perfectly depicted. Now, the way that I discovered this way to draw it was that I was trying to describe in a figure what A.H. Almas was saying in his book, which was that there's this central quality of basic trust, which is based in the gut, that is either present or absent, and the presence of which leads to the perception of the holy ideas, and the absence of which leads to the absence of the holy ideas. And then he said that the holy ideas are not all equal, and what structurally they're not. The holy ideas are not structurally equal. What do I mean by that? 3 of the holy ideas are not only mental perceptions, or not only the enlightened mind's perception of reality, but they are a opening in the heart, a heart's opening, the opening response of the heart to that perception of objective reality. So, okay, the way I found it out is like, so I just drew these 3 lines to 3 heart perceptions, because what I was thinking is there's the gut, and then there's the heart. So there's 3 mental perceptions, and one is love, faith, and hope. And then from there, I drew 3 more lines, because I realized, well, look, there's the holy ideas. There's 9 holy ideas on the level of the mind. There's 3 on the level of the heart. There's sort of 3 things that happen on the level of the heart in this objective view. There's 9 objective views on the level of the mind, 3 objective perceptions of objective reality on the level of the heart, and then there's sort of this one objective perception of reality on the level of the gut. So then what I did was, so let's just say like this is 8, 9, and 1, this is 4, 5, 6, and 7, and this is 2, 3, and 4. So then what I did is I tried to put that on the Enneagram symbol. So I created a center point, but I branched that out to 3 heart points, and then from there I branched that out to the 9 points on the perimeter. And so then I was, because I was trying to put this dynamic on the Enneagram symbol, but then I realized, like, there's this total triadic dynamic here, and so, you know, why are we using a circle? Let's see if we can circumscribe those points with a triangle. So then I just said, alright, start out with the triangle, then it looks like this. Right? So now the structure that we have is this triangle, which is trisectioned off each of the sides, and so you can see it in a few different ways. You can see it the way that I drew it up there, which would be sort of the traditional structure, and then but also we can do this, which is going to be kind of cool. So what we have here is we have all these concepts together. So we have center, and then we have love, faith, and hope, and those are trisecting out. And what's revealed here is, so this is the gut. These are the 3 heart points, and then those are the 9 mind points. And coming out from this love is points 9, 2, and 7. Coming out from this heart point, hope, you have 1, 3, and 5. And coming out from this point, faith, you have 6, 4, and 8. Which, if you just think about the types, that makes an incredible amount of sense intuitively, and it's something that the harmonic triads obviously point to. So basically, you can draw this new figure in all these different ways that are incredibly revealing and harmonic, beautiful, and perfect. This way right here, obviously, you've got the point of love, hope, and faith. This is basic trust, and love is branching out to points 9, 1, and 8. Hope to points 3, 2, and 4, and faith to points 5, 6, and 7. And we can go on and on. For example, the holy ideas. The holy ideas can be seen as direct lines that go from the point to the center. Alright, we can draw it just like this. This is going to be really cool, because now points 2 and 7 are directly across from each other, form an equilateral triangle with 9. Alright, points 8, 4, and 6 are from this direct. What I'm doing is I'm drawing a point from the external, the perimeter point to the center point, which represents the holy idea. And then you got 1 going directly through the center to 5, and now those are represented by their holy ideas. So now what you have is this symbol with the holy ideas all pointing to the gut. Now if we recall, this has that point of love on it. So this holy idea is different from all these other holy ideas, because, as Alma says, it not only represents a mental perspective on reality, but also an opening in the heart. This one likewise, and this one, because they're going through that heart point. And the other ones are just direct perceptions of objective reality. So we can say this is objective reality. You know, this is the view. This is the view of objective reality from this point right here. Sees all 9 holy ideas from that one point. Or you can see it from the other direction, which is that from each of these points, they are looking at objective reality, the same objective reality, seeing different perspectives of it, seeing different viewpoints of it. They're all looking at the same thing, and the corner points are seeing an objective reality that is not just a plain view of objective reality, but that also affects the heart in a certain way. So as you can see, that this symbol is absolutely perfectly embodying everything that we've heard about the Enneagram, everything that's in Almas's book, and it's just a beautiful symbol. Now, another thing, another awesome, beautiful, perfect thing about this symbol is that if you connect the points in the way that Almas connects them in his book, which is a certain way of seeing the triads, what do you get? You get the Star of David in the middle of this triangle. Is that the case with the original Enneagram? No. With the hexad, if you were to do that over here, that is not the Star of David. is only when you take these 2 points and put them on the triangle. Boom, 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 boom. Then you get the Star of David inside the triangle, like this. Boom, boom. Now, so you got all that. Alright, and all these are equilateral triangles with their center point. They all have the exact same center point, which is true in the original Enneagram, but then the other center point, there's also these other equilateral triangles that we are talking about. These are just secondary equilateral triangles, and they have a center point on this particular heart point that we have identified. So all these significant triadic relationships are represented in equilateral triangles with a center point at the center of the equilateral triangle, which represents the core theme shared by the points at the corners of that equilateral triangle. Another perfection of this new symbol. The final thing, or not the final thing, but another thing, is that you can represent this entire system with purely points and not with purely points and not even lines. Alright. If you are to arrange, you can arrange these arrange all these points just like this. And what you have now is you have the entire system with just points, and we don't even have to connect them. That is not the case with the traditional way that the Enneagram is drawn, whereas if you just put 9 equidistant points, you don't know which one is which until you label them and you put the lines on. But here, these points, we know which ones they are, at least once we know we know at least this is either 3, 6, or 9, and once we know it's 9 because it's at the top, then we know all these points on here. Well, I mean, you can say that too about the Enneagram, but it basically, we know the interrelationship between all these points just by where they are in the figure.